Hi, in this video I would like to share something about writing. I suggest really often to write to clients, and I want to explain why. And I want to explain also why writing could be a good idea even if you're not in therapy, even just for maintenance of your well-being. There are two main forms of writing I'm going to talk about. The first one is journaling, just having somewhere to write down on a regular basis, but whatever frequency you want, and you don't even have to need, there's no need to have a fixed frequency. The other form of writing I want to talk about is what I call the letters for fire. And I will explain some more later. First, 5 things you can put in your journal and that can improve the quality of your life. First of all, just, download your thoughts. A lot of people, when they go to meditate, for instance, they complain that it's difficult because thoughts keep coming up and distracts from meditation. That would be a different conversation because it is okay when that happens. But what this comment with this, what this reveal is that there's a lot of thinking going on, and that not all of thinking finds a place in your day. And some of this thinking just, follows its path and goes on. But there's an enormous amount of people that complain, feeling a bit bugged by their thoughts, being certain thoughts being recurrent, being annoying, being upsetting. So by writing them in a journal, you can let go of them. You can give them a place and acknowledgement, and eventually see if there is something that you need to take action on, or if this is just a kind of a production of your mind that doesn't really require a follow-up. A second thing that can always go in your journal, and it's also not often placed during the day for a number of reasons, is the way you feel. I mean, apart from the fact that majority of people don't even get the chance to share how they feel, there's a lot of us that really struggle also to answer the question if they're asked, how do you feel? Well, the way you can access that information is connecting with your body. So noticing which kind of sensation do I have in my body from the top of your head until your feet. Notice, where is discomfort? Where is comfort? What are the needs that emerges if you suddenly turn your attention inside and connect with your body? Either you need to do that, or you already know how you feel. You just need an outlet. Writing it down in a journal, it's really, really helpful. A third, really positive, really, not everybody appreciates that. It has become a bit cliche, but expressing gratitude. Even if just 3 things that you realize that you are grateful for in a specific moment, in a specific day, really builds up a palace of well-being. If it focuses your energy on what is positive, on what is already there, on what you can be already thankful for, and can be, I don't want to say something as easy as, because there's nothing easy or simple, or should never be something given for granted. Health, having a roof over your head, having food on the table, having people that love you. I'm going to say health again, because this is one of the most underevaluated things, and sometimes because I think health is a really important one. Let's put it like that. But having a practice of gratitude, and again, don't need to write every day, but having moments, having a reminder when sometimes you are reminded of, hey, what am I grateful for? What was good? Maybe you had a great chat with a really good friend, or you had a great moment, great day at work. Or you found out that there's going to be a new law that works perfectly for you, or, they're going to change something in the traffic that, again, works for you and the way you want to live. There's a number of things, and the exercise of looking for those things, the exercise of opening up to the fact that there is a lot to be grateful for. It's the gift. It's going to bring you something. Something really important, the fourth thing that you can use a journal for is writing down your desire, your wishes, the things you desire to create in your life that you would like to see happening. And it's really important that when you focus on desire, that you don't do it from a perspective of, identifying something you do not have, but that you look at this as opening your heart to something you'd love and that you're really open to receive. It's a really different perspective. The first perspective of, identifying something you don't have, there is a lot of suffering, a lot of negativity. And that's also the place where you struggle to be grateful for what you already have. When you are in the other attitude, and gratitude helps with that, you're open. You see already how much goods there is. And you notice that your heart become really happy, thinking about something else that would be great. So if you experience desire in this way, then it's nice to write them down and give them a space in your journal. Last but not least is your journal can become a place where you express your creativity. And that can be extremely flexible and varied. And you will grow into it. You will see any now and then some example, something. But you can also write story, not just your thoughts, feelings, and gratitude and wishes. You can write poetry. You can draw, you can paint, you can collage you can write songs and then sing them. You can, compose music and have it in your journal. You can dance at that music. The journal becomes something where you have a space to give your creativity an outlet, where you almost, by having a journal and having creativity expression as part of it, you somehow authorize yourself to be a bit more creative, to give a bit more space to that part of your life. Now to the other way of writing, letters for fire. There are letters are meant as a way to communicate with the other. And the letters for fire are a specific kind of letters. They are letters that bring messages that couldn't be delivered any other way without consequences. So for instance, because it's too scary, either it is too scary for you personally or it is scary literally, doesn't matter. If it's scary for you, it is scary. That's enough. It could be literally dangerous on a physical level or extremely dangerous on an emotional level. And by using the letter, you may change that. You may lower this level of dangerous. It could be too sensitive. It could be too much for you to face that person you want to communicate that message to. That person could be out of your life. It could be dead, or it could be someone, you met 20 years ago. You have no idea where to find, but you notice you still have something unresolved from that contact. And the last I mentioned, there could be more, but the last I mentioned that comes to mind is there could be consequences to face someone directly and sharing the message that are unwanted and that don't really serve the purpose of you expressing your message. The things that often we need to express and that we need to do with a letter, then we burn, that we give the fire as instead of the postman, is because we need to express deep love and gratitude. An example is I have met people that in therapy discovered that they have a huge love and a huge gratitude for an uncle or a grandmother that meant so much to them. Then when they realize how important this person has been for them, they also realize that person is gone. But they have such a need to acknowledge how important that person has been. So writing a letter to them and then burn it, allowing the ether to take that letter where it needs to go, and allowing your burden to be released in this catharsis that you experience when you look at the letter burning. That's one example of how to use the letters for the fire. The second one is when you have really negative emotion, when there is a conflict, when you have anger, when you feel treated unjustly, but for instance, you cannot face this person because this person has a position in the world, a position in the family that would put you in a really uncomfortable position and make it even worse for you. But you have this strong emotion and you need an outlet. So you can write even more than one letter to this person or group of people and say everything, really express you without any kind of censor, because you know nobody ever will read this. You just have to confront, the only person is going to read is yourself. So you may still struggle to be completely open, but bear with it, write letter after letter and let it smelt. You do that when expressing that emotion is important for your healing. When getting that anger out, getting that sadness out, expressing how it was for you, how you feel, is really important to let go, to heal. Sometimes we need to clarify. Sometimes things have been misunderstood and nobody set ever the record straight. Sometimes, and in this case, doing that, bringing clarity, writing a letter where things are described for what they really were, for what was your real intention, for what actually happened, and for what were the actual consequences. So removing all the assumption and everything that's generated from the assumption, for instance, and bring clarity, freeing up your soul in that way, and then burn it. And that this is really similar to the negative emotion. Sometimes there is just such deep pain, so old, so deep, that you have the impression that nobody really knows where it ends, that nobody really understands how deep it is inside yourself. And then writing and describing how that pain actually feels, how deep it actually is, and then burning it. It can be to a specific person, to the whole family, to the whole workplace. It doesn't matter if it is to a person or to an individual. You will feel what is needed for you, what you need, and then burn it and let it release and let this catharsis take place and your message being released. What you will notice in all this situation is that you create space. There is freedom. There is space that before was occupied by these unexpressed feelings, thoughts, situation. So you empty a reservoir of negative, stagnant energy, and you create space. And in this space, you have more freedom. The same actually, of course, also when you write a diary, because when you have a place where you can express yourself, you gain some kind of freedom. And by freedom, I mean the result of expressing yourself and healing. Because when you can express yourself, your emotion, your thoughts, your pain, you are present in the current moment, and there is healing in that. There is an incredible healing and freedom. So I hope you will enjoy writing both these kind of things. If you burn the letters, ball of metal, somewhere, where there's no plastic or wood, or, really close to the flames. Can be also in a public place. Just check for laws wherever you are, and do one letter at a time so that you don't create any hazard, any risk. And if you journal, also enjoy choosing a nice journal. There are, or creating your own with a really simple journal. I really hope you'll practice this, at least you'll try and see what works for you. And I hope this reflection that I offer after having done this myself and having shared this with a lot of other people will help you get started and enjoy more and get more out of the activity.